Hello and welcome to my December pickups. If you're a fan of the channel, you'll know I just put out my November pickups due to a litany of issues that I had getting those out. So it's not even the end of December yet and I'm already putting this out, so that's kind of a big deal. So this month, game pickups weren't quite as major as I thought they were going to be. I predicted last month it'd be slow because of Christmas and I wasn't planning on getting any games for Christmas, but I did end up picking up a few, probably more stuff than I had originally anticipated. And you'll also notice I've cleared off a shelf behind me so you can see I do actually have games. See, here they are. Here are some games. By no means a final shelf stacking there, but it was the best that I could do in a short amount of time. I'd had these Mega Drive games sitting in a box, Genesis games I should say, sitting in a box for over a year. I just ran out of room. I keep all my good Genesis games in the house, and then I moved a bunch of other stuff that I couldn't really justify keeping in the house out here, and then I cleaned the shelf off for somewhere to put them. So yeah, that's that. If you can hear the washing machine, it's gonna go on spin cycle any minute. Can't do much about that. Should have maybe done this before starting the laundry, but here we are. Should we get on with the pickups? I think we should, just as the spin cycle starts. So first pickup, Dunk Dream on the Neo Geo CD. So this game typically goes for around $30, and the guy had it listed at 30 with a make an offer. I made him an offer at 20 and he accepted. So this ended up being a Christmas gift from my wife, and I'm really pleased to get it. If you haven't played this, you should. The soundtrack is really funky. It's enjoyable, and it's basically NBA Jam but 3-on-3 because of the increased power of the Neo Geo instead of 2-on-2 like NBA Jam is. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's definitely got that Neo Geo art style, and one of the more common sports games for the system, but it's really risen in value because, you know, it's a good one. It's a good one. So Dunk Dream for the Neo Geo CD. Next we have a couple of thrift store pickups. Nothing too major with these ones. I actually already have a copy of Project Gotham Racing 2, but it's just a loose disc on the Xbox. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's get this. It was $2 from Savers, and yeah, so picked it up. A big fan of races on the Xbox. There's some really good ones, like there's the Dukes of Hazzard game, which has some fun moments. There's Forza, which started that franchise off. It's going to be going for a while. I don't even know if this is picked up, but I'm guessing it is. Next one, Gadget Racers on the PS2. I've never heard of this game. It's made by Takara, who made Battle Arena Toshinden on the PlayStation and on the Sega Saturn, and it's a total budget game. Like, it doesn't even look official. Like, it doesn't even look like an official release. Look, it's just super basic. But it kind of reminded me of penny races I had when I was a kid. You know, you pull them back and put a penny in, and they'd shoot around. So for $2, I couldn't really leave it there. It's an early PlayStation game. It's from 2001, but it's on a DVD. It's not on a blue disc. So yeah, haven't played it yet. It's a 4-player. Looks cool and super budget, which I appreciate. Another thrift store pickup now. I like to pretend this is for my kids, but I'll probably do it more than they will. Just Dance 3 on the Wii. This was $1. You can have Aha, Take On Me, which was a huge song when I was growing up. Bananarama. Let's see what else. I literally don't know who any of these other people are. 2 Unlimited, No Limits. There you go. That's from my generation. The Bugles, Video Killed the Radio Star. The Chemical Brothers. So yeah, Just Dance 3, 45 hit tracks, just $1 American. What a deal. Next one up, Sega CD, Pugsy. So this is an Amiga port, I think. So it's a funny story on this one. The guy, I bought the case, artwork, and manual some time ago because the guy wanted $4 for it. And I was like, well, yeah, the game's $10, so there's a good chance I can find the game for under 5. And that was about a year ago, and the loose disc hadn't popped up. This isn't a very popular game. It's not an uncommon game. But finally, I was able to track down a copy of the game, which I bought from a reputable seller, and it was $285, $290, something like that. So I was able to complete this copy. It's a puzzle platformer, and I don't like it. But here it is, Pugsy for the Sega CD. Next, another thrift store pickup. This is Command & Conquer on the original PlayStation. This was $5, which was more than I would normally spend, but this game kind of has held its value. People have a lot of fond memories of the Command & Conquer series. It was always a bit too tedious for me. I had a friend who had it on like a Windows 95 PC. So I don't really have the patience for these strategic sort of military things, but I understand why people enjoy them. Case is a little bit broken on this, but you know, considering it's just a regular CD case, I could just pop another one in, no problem. So $5 for that. I think it goes for $15 maybe on eBay. Worth owning. Has the manual, 2 discs, $5. Next up, Wii U game Shovel Knight. I do not own a Wii U. This game was on clearance at Target for $9.99, and yeah, so I checked online, and it's typically a $20 game. So I thought, well, for $10, then I could make $10 on this. So I intend on listing this today and getting rid of it. Typically, what my local Target will do, especially with systems that are on the outs, when they have one game left in stock, rather than, you know, because they have everything locked up behind a cabinet, and rather than keep everything behind a cabinet, when they have one game left, they'll typically dump it in a pile on the end of an aisle where everything has been returned or opened or whatever. And so I was rooting through right before Christmas and saw this and went, hey, I want to play this. I don't have a Wii U, but I know it's worth more than $10. So, Shovel Knight. What's this one? Oh, no, I didn't get that. A couple more pickups. These were 2 games that I picked up yesterday at a thrift store. Tekken 5. The original Tekken games on the PlayStation, I remember playing when they came out. I didn't have a PlayStation myself when the games came out. I got one much later. And Tekken 2 is still one of my favorite games to play. Hard, challenging bosses, especially if you know, because at the time I was probably 14, 15, didn't have all the gaming skills that I have now. And so this was a really hard game for me at the time. Tekken 5 is kind of one of those games that sort of held its value a little bit. I think it must have come out pretty late in the life of the PlayStation 2. It looks like it came out 2004. So yeah, when did the PS3 come out? 2005, 2006. Yeah, so this is probably a less common game for the system. I already have Tekken 4, so happy to get 5. And then the other game I picked up was Burnout Revenge. Now this is the game series I would love to see come back. This is probably one of the games I've spent more time playing on the PlayStation 2. I'm not super into those sort of simulation racing games like Gran Turismo. They're okay, but I find the pace a little bit slow sometimes. This game, however, is fun as hell. I have a loose copy of this game. I didn't have a complete one, and now I have a complete one. So if you haven't picked this up, I mean, it's pennies to get this game. And the crash mode is so much fun. Basically, you pick a car, run it, and crash into stuff, and you have to get a certain, you know, explosive multiplier, and then you can, you know, move on to the next level. And it is a ton of fun. The driving is cool. It's just really fun. And, you know, it's beyond just racing. You have to take out other drivers. Can't recommend this game enough. And so, this last pickup was something I'd been watching for a long time, and the guy had it listed at a really high price. I think he wanted $15, $16 plus $4 to ship it. And I'd been watching this auction for 3 months maybe, and he just kept relisting it at the same price. And I'm thinking, that's just too much money. And finally he relisted it with a make an offer, which, as you know, is my favorite way to get a good deal on the game. And I think I offered him 8 and he accepted, so it cost me a little bit more. And so basically what I got was this Sega Saturn Choice Cuts disc, which is a promo that I don't have. And it's basically 12 games, and it's about a minute of footage from each of the games. These kind of discs were really popular back in the day to sort of give people something to do, like, because games stopped being bundled. Well, the Saturn had bundles, but I don't remember the PlayStation having a bundled in game. So they would give you like a demo disc and you could play. You know, I remember a game on the PlayStation where you had pirate ships and you had to shoot other pirates out, and I had a lot of fun playing that. So this was one I didn't have, and typically the sleeves are harder to find because, I mean, who cares about the sleeve on a promo? So this by itself is worth practically nothing. It's worth $1, $2 maybe. There's nothing playable on it, but it's something I wanted to have for my Saturn collection, because I collect Saturn promo stuff. A little more on that in the next video, but Sega Saturn Choice Cuts. And the real reason why I bought it was because the guy had listed this game, Loaded. So this was a game, I'm not sure if I covered it in a previous video, maybe not. I actually have a copy of Loaded. So I have the back art, the case, and the game, but I didn't have the manual. And I'd been looking for the manual for a long time, and there were a few sellers who had it for $20 for the manual, which is ridiculous. The game's only worth like $20, $25. I think I paid $7 for the game originally at 8-Bit Gamers, which is now no longer there. Oh, it is a little chewed up though. That's too bad. I love it when you're looking at something for the first time and it's like, oh yeah, the condition's not great. But just to have the manual was kind of a big deal. So the guy had it listed. It looks like he's chewed it. Did a dog get this or something? Oh, never mind. So the guy listed this CD and the manual plus that. And so I would have probably paid, I don't know, $10 for the manual just to complete it. But now I've got a loose copy of the game that I can sell on for like $10 maybe, and get it on. Get it on? Why would I get it on? I don't know what I'm saying. And then then the guy said, oh, well, I was looking around and I found the back art, so I've included that as well. And I was like, ha ha! So now I have 1.5 complete copies of the game. And if you haven't played this, it's real fun. It's like a top-down. You pick a player and you go and shoot through. It was on the PlayStation as well. It had a sequel called Reloaded. That didn't come out on the Saturn though. And in Japan, this game was called Blood Factory. And it's a solid game. It really is. The soundtrack's cool. Pop will Eat Itself from Birmingham on the soundtrack, so that was fun. But when the guy messaged me on eBay to say, hey, I found the back art, so I'm throwing it in. I was like, dummy. Like, if he'd included that in the auction, he would have sold this for over $20 long ago. But he didn't, and his loss is my game. And that's about it. That's my pickups. Hopefully, as I'm into 2017, I have some big plans for this channel, as I've had since I started it. I have boxes behind me. I'm not sure what's in shot right now, but I have boxes behind me, and I'd like to do a video series called What's in the Box? Because frankly, I don't know anymore. I have a box behind me that I think has about 30-40 controllers in it, and I don't need that many. So maybe we'll go through it and sort through, and maybe a competition. If someone wants a controller, maybe I can give you a controller if you answer a question. Yeah, so next video I want to take you through some Sega Saturn promo stuff, and I'm actually going to shoot it now so that I don't forget. Happy 2017. F you to 2016. That's swearing, that is. And I'll see you all in the new year.